Well, hi there and welcome to the ISE FX Options Weekly Outlook for June 20th, 2011. As always, this is Jason Ayers of OptionsSource.net. Let's start off with a look at a weekly chart of the U.S. dollar index. This is a great way to gain perspective as to how the U.S. dollar has been trading against a basket of currencies, while the dollar index continues to hold above 75, but closed a week off of the highs. Now, a break below the 74.75 focal zone opens the window for a continuation lower. 76.77 remains a key overhead resistance. A break above 77 opens the window for a continuation to the upside for the U.S. dollar against most of the major currencies. Let's take a look at a daily snapshot. The daily chart reflects the near-term resistance at 76, a break of which should signal a push higher. Let's take a look at the U.S. versus the Canadian dollar as seen here in the ISE FX Options Pair Value CDD. Now, the ascending triangle that we observed last week broke to the upside above this 98 resistance level. Now, 97.98 becomes an important support, and failure to hold that level is likely to signal further weakness for the U.S. dollar against the Canadian. A bounce at 98 should extend to the upside, pushing towards this 99-100 focal zone. Let's take a look at the YUK, the U.S. versus the Japanese yen. Well, the YUK is back testing that 79.80 support level. A break below 79.5 opens the window for continued weakness for the U.S. dollar against the yen. However, a bounce here is likely to meet with resistance once again at that 81.5, 82 focal zone. Let's take a look at the EUI, the US dollar versus the euro. Well, the EUI tested resistance at the 70.71 focal zone, but reversed to close the week just on the edge of a break lower. Failure to rally back in to the 70.71 focal zone opens the window for a continuation lower towards 69. A break above 71 is likely to yield a continuation higher towards 73.74. Next up, the BPX, the U.S. versus the British pound. Well, the BPX hit resistance at 62 and closed the week lower. Failure to hold support at 61.5 lends credibility to a retest of the 60.5, 61 range. A break above 62 opens the window for a continuation to the upside towards 63. Let's take a look at the U.S. dollar versus the Australian dollar as seen here in the AUX. Well, the AUX continues to consolidate within the 94.95 focal zone. A break above 95 is likely to signal a tradable move higher. 93 remains a near-term support for any move towards the downside. Let's take a look at a few of our key points. First of all, the U.S. dollar index continues to push higher, but closed last week off of the highs. 75 should act as support to any continuation lower. A break above 76 signals a continuation higher. The CDD broke 98 and traded close to 99 before pulling back at the end of last week. Consolidation above 98 lends credibility to a continuation higher to test 100. The YUK bounced and met with resistance at 81 as expected before reversing back down to the 79.80 support. A break below 79.5 signals a continuation lower. The EUI hit 71 and pulled back. A break above 71 will signal the potential for a continuation higher. The BPX hit 62 and pulled back. A break above 62 signals a continuation higher. The AUX continues to find resistance within this 94.95 focal zone. A break above 95 should signal a continuation higher. And this has been your ISE FX Options Weekly Outlook for June 20th, 2011. As always, this is Jason Ayers of OptionsSource.net reminding you to sign up for your free webinar at www.optionssource.net. Thanks for joining me here this week. We'll see you here next week.